Rituana metang sameta badanta Awikita chitta paritang banantu Samanta chakavale suatra gachantu devata Sadhamma muni rajasa sunantu sagamokadam Sage kame charupe Girisikara tate chantalike vimane Dipe rate shagame Taruvanagane gehavatumi kete Bumma chayantu deva Jalatala visame yaka gandhabanaga Titanta santikeyang munivara vachanam Sadho me sunantu Buddha dasana kalo ayam padanta Dhamma savana kalo ayam padanta Sangha parirupasana kalo ayam padanta Ewang me sutang ekang samayang bhagawa Varanasiyang viharati sipatane megadaye tatrako bhagawa panchavagiye bhikkhu amante siddhve me bhikkhave antapapajitena naseritapa yo chayang kame sukhama sukhalikanu yogo hino gamo hotu janiko anariya ananta sanhito yo chayang atakilang atanu yogo duko anariyo anatta sanhito ete te bhikkhave upo ante anupagama majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha Chakukarani, Jnanakarani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbanaya, Samvatati Katamachasa, Bhikkhave, Majjhima Patipada, Tathagatena, Abhisambuddha, Chakukarani, Jnanakarani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbanaya, Samvatati Ayamewa Ariyo, Atangiko, Mago Seyatidam, Samaditi, Samma Sankappo, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanto, Samma Ajivo, Samma Vayamo, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi, Ayam Kosa Bhikkhave, Majjhima Patipada, Tathagatena Abhisambuddha, Chakukarani, Jnanakarani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbanaya, Samvat Tati idang ko panabhikkhave dukkhaṃ arya saccaṃ jatipi dukkha jorapi dukkha maranampi dukkhaṃ soka paridewa dukkha domana supaya sapi dukkha apiyehi sampayogo dukkha piyehi vipayogo dukkha yam pichang nalabati tampi dukkhaṃ sankitena panchupadana kanda dukkha idamgo panabhikkhave dukkha samudayo arya saccaṃ yayam tanha pono bhavika nadiraga sahagata tatra tatra vinandini seyatidam kama tanha bhavatanha vibhavatanha Bhikkhave dukkha nirodho arya saccaṃ yotassa yeva tanhaya asesa viraga nirodho chago patinisako muti analayo idam ko panabhikkhave dukkha nirodha gamani patipada arya saccaṃ ayameva aryo atangiko mago seyatidam sammaditi samma sankappo samma vaca samma kammanto samma ajiva samma vayama samma sati samma samadhi idang dukkhaṃ arya saccanti me bhikkhave pube ananusute sudambe suchakum udapadi jnana udapadi panya udapadi vica udapadi aloko udapadi tanko panidam dukkhaṃ arya saccaṃ parinyeyanti me bhikkhave pube ananusute sudambe suchakum udapadi jnana udapadi panya udapadi vica udapadi aloko udapadi tanko panidam dukkhaṃ arya saccaṃ parinyatanti me bhikkhave pube ananusute sudambe suchakum udapadi jnana udapadi panya udapadi vica udapadi aloko udapadi dang dukkha samudayo arya saccanti me bhikkhave pube ananusute sudambe suchakum udapadi jnana udapadi panya udapadi vica udapadi aloko udapadi tanko panidam dukkha samudayo arya saccaṃ pahata banti me bhikkhave pube ananusute sudambe suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Tanko Panidam Dukkha Samudaya Arya Sacham Pahinanti me bhikkhave Pube ananusute sudhamme suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Idam Dukkha Nirodho Arya Sachanti me bhikkhave Pube ananusute sudhamme suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Tanko Panidam Dukkha Nirodho Arya Sacham Sachikata Panati me bhikkhave Pube anusute sudhamme suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Tanko Panidam Dukkha Nirodho Arya Sacham Sachikattanti me bhikkhave Pube ananusute sudhamme suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Tanko Idam Dukkha Nirodha Gamani Patipada Arya Sachanti me bhikkhave Pube ananusute sudhamme suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Tanko Panidam Dukkha Nirodha Gamani Patipada Arya Sacham Bhavetapanti me bhikkhave Pube anusute sudhamme suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Tanko Panidam Dukkha Nirodha Gamani Patipada Arya Sacham Bhavitanti me bhikkhave Pube anusute sudhamme suchakum Uddapadi Jnanam Uddapadi Panya Uddapadi Vijja Uddapadi Aloko Uddapadi Yavakivancha me bhikkhave ime suchatu su arya sachesu evanti parivatam vadasakaram yatabhutam jnanadasanam nasuvisudam ahosilewa tavaham Bhikkhave sadeva ke loke samarake sa brahmake sa samana brahmaniya pajaya sa deva manusaya anuttarang samma sambuddhi abhisambuddho pachanyasing yato chako me bhikkhave ime suchatusu ariya sachesu evanti parivatam dvadasakarang yatha bhutam jnanadasanam suvisudam nahosi ataham bhikkhave sadevake loke samarake sabrahmake sa samana brahmaniya pajaya sadeva manusaya anuttarang samma sambuddhi abhisambuddho pachanyasi jnanan shapaname dasanam Buddhapadi akupame vimutti ayamanti majati natidani punapavoti idamavocha bhagava atamana panchavakya bhikkhu bhagavato pasitam abhinandu imasmin cha panaveya karanasmin panyamane ayasmato kondanya saviraja vitamalam dhammacakkum uttapadiyam kinchi samudaya dhamma sabantam nirodha dhammanti Bhavati te cha bhagavata Dhammacakkappavattana Bhumma deva sadamanusavesu etang bhagavata varanasiyam isipatane migadaye anuttarang Dhammacakkam bhavatitam apativatiyam samanena va brahmanena va devena va marena va brahmana va kenachiva lokasmin tibhumanam devanam sadang sutva chatu maharajika deva sadamanusavesu chatu maharajikana devanam sadang sutva tavating sadeva sadamanusavesu tavating sanam devanam sadang sutva yama deva sadamanusavesu yamanam devanam sadang sutva tusita deva sadamanusavesu tusitanam devanam sadang sutva nimanarati deva sadamanusavesu nimanaratinam devanam sadang sutva parinimita vasavati deva sadamanusavesu parinimiti vasavati nam devanam sadang sutva brahmakayika deva sadamanusavesu etang bhagavata varanasiyam siyam isipatane mikadaye anuttaram Dhammacakkappavattana apativatiyam samanena va brahmanena va devena va marena va brahmana va kenachiva lokasminti etihatena kalena tena muhutena yavat brahmaloka sado abhugachiyayan shradasahasi lokadatu samkampi sampakampi sampavedi apamano chaolano obaso loke paturahosi atikame devanam devam bhavam atato bhagava udanam udane si anya sivatabo kondanyo anya sivatabo kondanyo di itidam ayasmato kondanya sa anya kondanyo dvevanamang ahositi Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta nititam.
Very painful somehow. It ended good. We got through it. We
definitely got better as we went along.
Yeah.
That's the key, right? Getting better as you go along.
Thanks, Mira.
Yeah.
I think it helps.
I think it helped too.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, learning how to chant together. It's a skill, isn't it?
I was very deeply moved by Dhammacakkappavattana's instructions. It was maybe like 15 or 20 years ago, and he just said that when you're chanting, you really want to really be listening. Like you come in under the leader and you listen, and as you listen up and you become harmonious, like the community becoming harmonious and the chanting becoming harmonious into the one voice. And what changed for me after that was just chanting. My ears now always tingle in that very pleasurable kind of samadhi way in terms of like just feeling into the connection with everybody. So it's a very beautiful instruction.
The fear you couldn't hear that online, or could you? No, not
No, sorry.
Yeah, mask and
I'm masked.
far away. Yeah. But the gist of it was that Mayura was sharing how she heard Ajahn Pasanno give instructions 20 years ago about chanting together, and how beautiful it was and how moving it was to hear him talk about listening to everyone around you and listening to the leader and coming in below them and harmonizing with everyone. And actually there's a little more to the context. There's like, someone might have the facts a little straighter than I do, but Ajahn Pasanno, when he went to Thailand and ordained with Ajahn Chah, he stayed there for a long time. I think it might have been like 10 years before he went back home, or was it longer? Do you remember? It was a long time before he went back home, or maybe his parents came to visit him. I can't remember, but it was a long time. And then there were two things that his mother noticed that had really changed. And it might sound mundane, but he, before that, didn't do any kind of singing or chanting. I think that was something that he wasn't good at all. And then he also really liked to keep all of his foods, different foods, separate on the plate. Well, you can tell what happened to all that. And she was pretty like, wow, he's chanting beautifully with the group and throws everything in a bowl. And I mean, it's, it's kind of a parent, but maybe seemingly trivial thing. But these are the kinds of things that are really deep for us, these kinds of preferences that we have and the way we handle our everyday life. And this is kind of what we want to look at during the Vasa, what are my habits that I'm so used to that I don't even see? And how do they affect me? How do they affect my mind? And how do they affect people around me? And is there something there I'd like to change? Even like this whole little chanting episode, which I've all my years, I don't think I've experienced anything quite like it. So, then what? Then what does the mind do? Does the mind say, "Oh, I think we better delete that from the recording"? No. Where does the mind go? And do we come up with judgments or criticisms, or do we laugh it off? Or that's one of the beautiful things about spending time in Thailand. People laugh about so many things that I feel like, in my experience, where I grew up, you had more like beat yourself up for it kind of thing than laughing it off, and these things don't matter. They don't really matter, those kinds of things. You take seriously the things that are serious. And of course, it would be nice. Well, practicing more chanting together would be great. And I feel very moved by it, the way we even did it. I'm listening to this rhythm, hearing these words that I've heard so many times before, and it just has a resonance in the body. It's what I like about Pali. And just being able to observe the mind and see our tendencies, and then where can I bring in more kindness? Where can I bring in more gentleness? What can I let go of that would be valuable to let go of? And how can I be more inclusive? Really seeing the value of inclusivity. Such a great feeling to meet with the other bhikkhunis a few days ago, on Zoom, but still there's this close connection. We've all known each other for years. All these new monasteries are starting. Suddenly, Karuna Buddhist Vihara is the oldest. Like, how did that happen? most built up, Our friends are out there, breaking new ground, and we're, we're with them 100%. And it's just really so beautiful to see those connections, whether we've moved away from each other a bit physically, so it doesn't matter, we're there for each other. And it's true with the bhikkhu community, it's true with the lay community, and this is what we rely on. This is why it's important to stay connected and include each other. And something has been really a strong surge in our community has been with regard to discrimination against groups of people. It was recommended to Ayya Chittananda and me to watch this movie called Origin. How many of you seen it?
Oh my goodness.
You know
It's
what
great.
it is?
Is that the woman, the journalist? Yeah,
He wrote the book Caste,
yes.
and she connected caste in India and slavery in the US and the Holocaust together, and the systems behind it that work towards discriminating against a group of people. And these are things that you can't change. And the Buddha didn't do that. He eliminated that discrimination within the Sangha. And you can really get a sense of how that very pervasive human tendency works. Because it happens, I think it happens in almost every culture. There's some kind of labeling of another group. It certainly happens when countries go to war, dehumanizing a group of people, a collection of people, and somehow coming to the point where you can really oppress and abuse and even kill, torture. And so the Buddha was so clear, he said, you really have to evaluate based on qualities that an individual has and that an individual can change. And never have this kind of hatred or dismissiveness or exclusion for living beings because of the group they belong to or because of some generalized label for them. And I think this is really important for us to look at, and the times here in the US, to see the kind of ostracization,
Ostracization.
ostracizing, thank you, I can do that. That's happening, and to see how it goes against the Dhamma. And to really live according to Dhamma reaches into every aspect of our life. And it reaches into every aspect of the world. Because we're in the world. And to live Dhamma, live according to Dhamma, be Dhamma, means that we have clarity about these things. And we don't follow along, we don't fall in line. And that may seem like such a big topic, and it might feel like, well, there's not much I can do about that, but actually, even what we do in our own mind matters. And little things arise in our immediate circle, whether it's at work or home or in the neighborhood or whatever, that are small indications of which way we lean. Do I lean towards inclusiveness? Or do I lean towards exclusion? Do I lean towards appreciating the good, trying to eliminate the unwholesome from my own mind and my own actions? And when we see it in others, sometimes the best thing to think is, yeah, I know I've done that too. And I know it's bad. And I'm working to not do that again. And I hope for them that happens too. But not, I'm better than they are because I don't do that anymore, or I'm better than they are thinking I've never done it, which probably isn't really true if we can see the whole long history. And instead to really appreciate and encourage that change towards the good and the forgiveness for the mistakes we make. So as we, think about, okay, this 3 months, maybe you'll decide to put some little extra effort into practice. Depends on your life, depends on what's happening. It's your decision. This is where it starts. This is where a little shift sets the course for a wide change going down the line. It's like turning the course of a big ship. It would have gone over here, but it's going to go way over there instead. We want that to be towards Nibbana, towards really letting go and being completely permeated by kindness, loving, compassion, equanimity. And wherever there's goodness, the joy that arises from that. So we take little steps and they turn into big results with consistency and clarity. When I was a kid growing up, we always went to one of the many fundamentalist Christian churches in our town in India. And my family always seemed to like the real fire and brimstone sermons, the ones where they've given everybody very stern warning. So if I fall into that side of things, forgive me. That's but to really also really see the joy, the progress, the beauty of our life, and the incredible potential that we have, no matter how old we are. Very young, heading in the middle, kind of maybe the last round. Hopefully we can still make it the last round of rebirth. And really, really encourage the heart. So let's sit and meditate together for a little while. So now I want to invite you to continue to practice for this next hour. Sitting meditation, walking meditation. And then at 3:00 Pacific time, we'll come back together and have Q&A and talk about practice, whatever else you'd like. So feel free to continue as you wish. See you again at 3:00, hopefully.